Okay, you guys, we are back for round 2 because Kymberlee is just so amazing. I had to bring her back in because we are here to talk about Big Shot. Big Shot marketing is her other baby. And we have to highlight this because I am so passionate about marketing and having a good brand and how important that is if you are a small business owner, if you are a business owner, if whatever it might be, you have to have a good image and a good brand. So, Big Shot marketing, what is it?
Sure.
And how did it start?
Sure. So I was working for a company as an advertising manager, and I had a 2-year-old at the time, and we lived in Gurnee, Illinois, which I think you might know where that is now.
Yep.
And so we moved from the Chicagoland area up to Gurnee to be able to afford, a better living environment. And so I had a 2-year-old, and so I had a nanny, and there was a lot of driving involved, and I felt I was missing out on time with my 2-year-old.
Yeah.
So I had an epiphany probably at 3 a.m. when I had most of them. And I said, what if I offered this company that I'm driving so far for, what if I offered to do their marketing half-time, but I could do it from home? And think about that. That's got to be 26 years ago. That's not even that hard. With COVID now, we can get away with it. Back then, it was a ballsy move.
Yeah.
Big Shot, ballsy move. And I went to them, and they went for it. So I started to do marketing in the basement next to the washing machine and found my space and just started to, whatever they needed from, business cards to branding to literature, marketing collateral, just started to do it. Well, I thought I got kind of good at it. So I said, maybe I can do another client so that I could have 2 going.
Yeah.
And that would be, more activity, with my ADHD. I like to have multiple things in the air, balls flying. So that sounded fun for a minute. And then it was about 10 years into my marketing that I belonged to an association for mortgages. I was doing a lot of real estate marketing, so got involved with a mortgage kind of community.
Okay.
And so they made me an offer. The head of this community made me an offer and said, we do this big conference every year. I'd love for you to talk marketing at this conference. And I was like, all right, I've never done anything like that, but I'll put together a PowerPoint presentation and I'll talk about whatever it may be at the time. Yeah. So I got up there, and because I wasn't a seasoned professional in speaking, I added all kinds of things, kicks and humor and poking fun at marketing that I see on, internet, online. And I was finished with it, and there was this line, like, out the door of people wanting to talk to me. So I said, this is something. I used to get in trouble in school, Morgan, speaking of school, on my report card. She talks too much. It was always on my report card. Oh, no, and come in handy one day. I need to go back to 3rd grade and have Mrs. Hastings. Because, man, look at me now, lady. And so all of a sudden I realized that's something. So as soon as I did one conference, someone would ask me to do another conference or another speech. So for I'd have to say about 20 years now, I not only will speak on in the industry of mortgage real estate, I've traveled just about everywhere to do speaking events that have been very good to me when it comes to lining up the next marketing client, whether it was San Diego or New York or wherever else I've been lucky to talk alongside Deepak Chopra, Magic Johnson.
Amazing.
A few different people that I just think are so powerful that I was on the lineup of, there's 12 of us. It wasn't like there's 47 speakers. So through the years, just try to get better at it because I love to do it. I like to not only talk, is this how you stays? I like to give information for people. I like to say, you don't need me to be able to do these 5 things in marketing. Once you do these 5 things really well, then you talk to me. So I love to educate them.
Sure.
Even the clients that I have, I love to educate them. So that's kind of how it started getting and growing our client base, that I could have more clients to work with. And then we started to grow and need an office and people and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. With marketing, I know you said a lot of it was self-taught. And when it comes to these businesses, people get overwhelmed with marketing and branding, and they don't know how to have a social media presence. But what we talked about is it's never too late to start, and you have to start somewhere. How do you start helping some of these people that they don't know where to start, but they need branding and they need a social media presence to grow? How do you help some of them?
Well, Morgan, funny you should ask, because you are helping the community with just that by bringing me in here a couple months ago. So things like that, where I can say, like, maybe you can't afford something. This is the number one thing you can't afford when you start a business is marketing. But people like you, Morgan, that are giving businesses the opportunity in the community to have somebody like myself come in, or other people, other mentors I see you bringing in to help people at the ground level. Yeah. And there's so many online resources now today where you can, take self-taught classes online. Yeah. But, having you and having the opportunity that you gave me, and then offering, if there are clients that I meet that I say, you got to be doing these three things, right? Mm-hmm. Facebook was new a minute ago, but, if you're posting every day, mm-hmm. Step one, right? If you're taking pictures, everybody looks at a picture, nobody reads today. So really get good at taking your pictures. Don't be shy to be your own cheerleader. I find that, back in the day, if I would have stood up 25 years ago like, I'm really good at marketing, you would have said, shut up and sit down, Kim. Nobody wants to hear that. Mm-hmm. But today, what is Facebook, right? Mm-hmm. I'm really good at marketing. I get lots of likes. It's so weird and backwards, but mm-hmm. self-promotion is the key. So basic things. Yeah. It's diet and exercise. My side hustle is Fly Girl. I equate marketing to diet and exercise. Mm-hmm. You need to do it every day. You need to eat good and exercise and sleep well and all those other things. Same thing with marketing. You need to be online every day. Yep. Right? You need to post good content. You need to tell them what you do. You need to create an authentic story, mm-hmm. right? Nobody wants to hear your garbage. They want to know that I fall down, Morgan. I bounce checks at Fly Girl. These girls stick it out with me. They understand I'm a small business, yeah. right? So being authentic on the internet and just, putting out your best possible positioning of what you do for a living, letting people know what you do. And it's hard work, right? Nothing comes easy. Fly Girl is hard work. Big Shot is hard work. Be authentic, be transparent, and people will appreciate that. And then next time they're thinking about working out, hey, I know that chick that runs that studio. Yeah, she busts herself to do it. I want to go support that small business.
I love that. And if people are thinking about, wow, I could benefit from Big Shot, you will help with everything from business cards to website to social media presence. What are all of the avenues that you could possibly help with?
Sure. So back in the day, I positioned myself as a brand or like a branding expert. I love that stuff. If somebody's starting out, I have a good working knowledge of like what works, what doesn't work, mm-hmm. From fonts to colors to design, sure. To attracting. At the end of the day, everything I do is to make you money, right? Yep. There's a lot of agencies I feel out there that are like, we'll make you look pretty and slap you on the internet. But I am a personal trainer of marketing. If you listen to me, you're going to grow your business. So mm-hmm. I always say I'll sit with somebody, have a conversation. Doesn't cost you anything. Let's see, you like me, I like you, and let's maybe date for 90 days to see if there's a marriage in this marketing thing we're doing. But
I love that.
Just sitting down and trying to understand, and you'd be surprised when you sit with a small business owner, just some of the questions I ask them to help them navigate on just reeling them in. Sure. I see little brands even in our community where they are just throwing things at a wall. It's a different color scheme. It's a different flyer. It's a different look. And I have to remind these small businesses, did you know a 2-year-old can recognize 200 brand logos at age 2? Yeah. Your brand has to be crystal clear. So just like people in and say, you don't need to go in constant contact and have 47 templates. Yep. Let's get one locked and loaded with your colors so that when they see you mm-hmm. in email, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, it's a crystal clear brand. When you see Fly Girl, in fact, if my girls make a flyer and they don't use the Reclaim font, I'll flip my lid.
I love that.
Because I want consistency so that when you are somewhere in the world and see that's Kim. There she is again. Like, I'm so annoyed by working out because Kim's everywhere. Yep. So reining in the brand, being consistent, just basic things that you can help somebody get on the right track. And like I said to you earlier, like just put a couple things in place or just try these 3 things. Let's come back to me and then let's take it to the next level. And for a couple $100 a month, maybe you need me, maybe you can start doing it on your own. Maybe you've got a college daughter that you can say, these are the 3 things I need you to do to keep my presence alive online. So when people think of a donut, a mortgage, buying a house, they constantly see that brand.
Yeah, I love that. I think that is so important, and educating people just on that is important too. So you would be willing to sit down with them, get a cup of coffee, talk them through it before they even have to pay you.
Yes, but do you think I need that cup of coffee, Morgan?
No, I can see it. You guys have to bounce off the walls.
That would be something to see with me and a cup of coffee and a branding discussion.
I love that. And you are pretty much home-based with Big Shot, or you have an office?
I'm home-based.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome.
Went through the process of growing and downsizing. I think I shared my challenges with you that, the bigger you get, the harder it is for people to talk to Kim.
Yeah.
And that's the brand. Same with Fly Girl. Kim is the brand. You just hope that everyone underneath the umbrella will kind of love and breathe it and spew it as much as I do. But yeah, so I'm home based. Now I'm in the front of the house. I've upgraded from the kitchen table to the front of the house. Got my own office with my big window that I get distracted with all kinds of wildlife up here.
I love that.
But I like it. I like it because it helps me balance between doing the day job, big shot stuff, and it really helped me grow Fly Girl into a studio and keep it alive.
Yes. And you will help people all over the world, not just local.
Right. Yeah.
If they are somewhere else, you can call them, help them.
I put on my lashes and get on a Zoom, Martin.
Perfect. And then what Kymberlee was also referring to is that here at Wilmot, we hosted a Big Shot Marketing kind of like introductory class, I guess you could say. And that was pretty well attended with some local businesses here attending. And I say that was a success.
Yeah, that was fun. It was fun. And it was all women. Not that we, we didn't know what to expect out of it. It was cool to see a couple of, I actually had 2 clients that were in the room in that meeting. I'm like, I'm doing your stuff for you. What are you doing here? They're like, I don't know. We wanted to come. We had nothing else tonight. All right, great. Yeah. So, but it was cool because I made some friendship. Like I said, I made friends with Stephanie at the sharing. And so that was cool. Sure. And they were all women. And then I allowed for questions, and they all just went back and forth, and they exchanged their information. Like, I believe in that community of women anyway, but all right, now that you know all these businesses, you guys got to talk about it when you leave this room. That's kind of how I left it. You need to like her page and her page and her page. Yeah. Because we talk about the power of the like, right? If you like my Fly Girl stuff, all of your friends potentially see it. So we're trying to teach these girls a couple things they could walk away with that day and absolutely implement that night.
Yeah. And we would love to do more of those here at Wilmot.
Anytime.
Well, probably seasonally or a couple times a year. And everybody there usually free, typically always free. So please join us. And then if people want to inquire about ideas, picking your brain, how can they do that?
Sure. So you can look at our website. That's bigshotmarketing.com. Our social media are the same handles. Okay. Or just find me on the internet. So at 5 years old, I say that because I have a story for that. At 5 years old, I decided that spelling my name Kim wasn't cool. And I don't really remember how it all went down, but supposedly it wasn't cool. And I was upset because there were 7 Kims in my kindergarten class. And I came home upset about it. So my mother said, what are you going to do about it? And I said, I'm going to change the way my name is spelled. So going back to finding me on the internet, my mom said, if you go to the bathroom and you change this name and somebody writes something on the wall in the bathroom, they're going to know it's you if you change that spelling. So here I am, 29 years later, and if you look me up on the internet, you'll probably find me under that spelling. So you can probably find me on the internet or look at Big Shot Marketing, either one.
KYM.
That's it. Lots of trouble.
And then what, from working with you, working with marketing, what would you say small business owners, entrepreneurs, what is the biggest increase that they have seen? Were some of them seeing more of a sales increase, engagement increase? What would you say is the biggest thing people have taken away from getting better marketing and brand?
Yeah, that's a great question, because I think going into, like I said, the initial meeting, you have to understand expectations. I just took over a client's marketing, and I have a guy and he's $1,000 and he does 10 hours and that's all he does is 10. And okay, but what are your metrics for him? Like, how are you gauging his success? What did you sit down with him and say, I need more of this? So to answer your question twofold, you said more engagement or more money. What does the client want? What are you looking for? And how can I make those expectations a reality, showing return on investment? That's the biggest thing with social media. You know that, being a lifestyle lady on the internet. You don't post something and make $100, right? There's some time. There's rolling up the sleeves. I say we date for 90 days. You gotta ramp their marketing up so that you're getting the eyeballs, you're getting the clicks, you're getting to the website, which becomes another step, right? What are they doing on the website? How long are they staying? Are they leaving? I become a full circle of marketing, because if that website isn't right, that's going to be next project. Because my job is to sell the sizzle, right? Not the steak. So I get them to knock on your door, your customer service, and what you do with them for that end sale matters. So sitting down, I say the answer of that is get their expectations, have a roadmap so you and I know where we stand for the success of your business.
Yes, I love that. That is amazing. So Big Shot Marketing, you guys, if you think you could benefit from any of that, please reach out to Kymberlee, look up Big Shot Marketing. I know I am very impressed and have had a lot of success from having a brand and a good marketing plan. It's very important. So thank you for joining.
Yes.
Anything else you want to end with before we go?
I'm just grateful that you're allowing me to do that and let our community see what's happening in this cool little town.
Yeah, we come from a very good community, and it's important that we showcase that. So thank you for coming, guys, and we will talk to you all soon.